I keep forgetting to press video.
Keep forgetting to record the whole podcast.
Yeah, imagine
We just had a conversation.
Imagine we just talk to each other with no purpose.
With no content.
Disgusting.
Potential.
Okay, everybody.
Welcome back.
Menty Breaky Epi-40.
We did it. And might I say, we have gotten so much good reception.
Oh, yes. I think in the last episode, Hannah redeemed herself as pathetic.
Yes. I'm amongst the pathetic community. I am once again have been anointed leader.
It was kind of like people pleasing. It was like they didn't like your first story. They're like, that's not that pathetic. And I can picture you just like sitting in your room, like brainstorming, like, how do I come back from that?
I know.
And then you were the
queen.
queen.
What's my most pathetic thing?
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, that's a bit too much, Hannah.
Everyone was like, could you tone it down?
Yeah, that's quite pathetic.
One of my friends messaged me.
She's like, is she okay?
Yeah.
And also we gained listeners. We gained listeners of both haters and fans.
That's how you know you're successful, right? Yep. You get
thanks for the listen, bitch.
Yeah, if there's no haters, are you really viral? Are you really successful? No. Every time I post something on my Instagram page and someone comments being like, women aren't funny, I'm like, now I know I've made it.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
So weird. No one's ever said that to me.
All right.
Just kidding.
I have a little funny story actually for you.
Is it the surprise?
No, it's another surprise that I didn't even put on the outline.
Oh, wow. Two surprises for the price of one outline.
Everyone's probably like, what the fuck is this outline? Monica makes the outline every week on Google Docs.
Every week. And
then invites Hannah to edit. And then Hannah does not edit, but she messages Monica saying, hey, outline looks good. And then she comes to the podcast and does her thing.
Does my thing. Yeah. I always read the outline. I'm like, yeah, I get the gist.
You take a browse.
Take a peek.
Okay. So don't get too excited because like nothing actually happened. But I was thinking of like sponsors for our podcast.
Okay.
And a lot of places they're like, you need to have like 1,000 listeners to get a sponsor. And I'm like, we're close. But as of now, it's maybe 5 of our friends.
We're close. We just need 995 more people to listen.
Yeah, just 995 more. Just an increase of 900,000%, right? So I was thinking like, what would be a good sponsor? And one of the main sponsors of podcasts is BetterHelp.
Yeah.
You know BetterHelp?
For sure.
I emailed BetterHelp and I was like, hey, I run this podcast called Menty Breaky. Mm-hmm. I think we would be in great collaboration with each other. How funny would that be if we were sponsored?
Didn't respond?
No, of course not.
Of course not. And you're like, you're actually making my mental health worse by not responding to this email.
Honestly, yeah.
I use BetterHelp and it's not good.
You use it or you've used it?
I've used it.
I've heard bad things.
I've heard only bad things.
Yeah. I heard one person, their therapist just talked about themselves the whole time. Like, I think
my therapist was shit.
Yeah. What happened with your therapist?
Like, you're just messaging them, like texting them back and forth. Like,
I thought it was a phone call.
You have to pay so much money for each tier. So I could only afford the text message tier. I swear to God. And this was when I was like suicidal in Amsterdam. So I was just like messaging
it's not
this.
Funny, but
it's hilarious. So I was just like messaging this therapist and
texting.
Yeah, it's just like
being
texting
like, hey, I'm
with
gonna
the therapist.
Kill
Yeah, like, hey, still feel like killing myself today. And like her responses were that of like a distant aunt who was just like, hey, like, have you tried being like happy? Like like it was just like so not helpful. Literally, I'd be like, yeah, these are all my feelings. And she'd be like, yeah, I wonder why you feel like that. That was one of her responses was, I wonder why that is. I'm like, me too. That's why I'm messaging you right now.
That's so fucking crazy.
Because I was like, everyone here hates me was one of the things.
Right.
Like, because I was like living in Amsterdam. And she's like, my advice to you is just like really try and fit in.
Are you serious?
Yeah. She'd be like, this is not the time to like be an individual. You need to try and blend in.
I didn't even know therapy came in text format.
It doesn't.
It doesn't,
it's so
but
not actual therapy.
I mean, I get it as a low cost alternative if like you really have no other way. But then it's like maybe like voice note therapy.
Yeah.
Or
I think a voice note, I got like one voice note a month maybe. with my package.
At BetterHelp.
I had the 10 text, one voice note, and one pic, you know? I got to send one pic of me just like tying a noose around my neck, being like, is this right?
That's kind of wild. Do you know why? Because if you get a package like that and you know you only have one voice note, the stress of figuring out when to use it.
I never used mine. I saved it.
At BetterHelp.
Yeah, BetterHelp.
Sponsor us. So, are we moving on to Monica's most pathetic thing she's done for her man?
Is this the surprise announcement?
I don't know. Where did I write surprise announcement?
The very first point.
Sorry. That was the BetterHelp.
Well, now I thought we had two surprises, and now I'm doing a one surprise. BetterHelp doesn't want to sponsor us.
Well, now they definitely won't. They're going to be like, this is what they're going to do.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, oh, this new podcast is going to listen to this of us shitting on BetterHelp for 20 minutes and then be like, oh.
They deserve to be shit on.
Yeah, we can find another sponsor.
Even better help. That's
We
what the
make
other
it.
companies
We
call
sponsor ourselves.
the best help.
The best help. Better than BetterHelp. And it's listening to this podcast of us shitting on BetterHelp.
This is the best help. That's the Menty Breaky, and underneath it's going to say the best help.
The best. Okay, well, this was, I guess, the other surprise, which, I mean, I guess it's not most pathetic thing I've done for a man because most is a superlative. So that's one. But we'll have like pathetic things that we've done for men.
Pathetic thing of the week.
Pathetic thing of the week. So you kind of know this story.
Oh, no.
But I really wanted to riff it.
Okay, go on.
So there was this time that I was at a bar.
And I know the whole story. Go on.
I was at a bar and my guy friend was there. Mm-hmm. And I thought that we were hitting it off. Mm-hmm. Keyword being, I thought. Mm-hmm. Keyword also being, we were not.
What were the signs that you thought you were hitting it off?
He asked me to hang out like after.
That's a very good sign.
It is a good sign. Am I right?
A boy and you are hanging out and he's like, want to create
hang out after.
An additional hangout?
Do you want to create an additional hangout? You
would think
that there would be an additional hangout created. Mm-hmm. So then I'm standing in the bar and I remember that I have not womanscaped in quite some time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, if we have plans after the bar, like I need to shave. Mm-hmm. So now I'm in the bar thinking to myself, how am I going to shave between the bar and the plans after? Mm-hmm. So I go to the convenience store across the street from the bar. Mm-hmm. I buy a 2-blade razor, come back to the bar, go into the women's bathroom.
Which is not a singular bathroom.
Oh, there's a couple stalls, yeah.
So like other women.
I think one woman did walk in.
What? When your vagina was out?
No, I was in a stall.
Oh, you were shaving in the stall.
I was shaving in the stall.
That's so funny.
So I take some water and soap on my hand, go into a stall, and I shave with a 2-blade razor on my vag.
Which I heard after was actually a pretty good razor.
Oh, it was an amazing razor, actually.
Yeah.
I still need to go back to that. That was the highlight of the night, is finding that razor.
At the convenience store.
Yeah. So I shave, leave the bathroom stall, think to myself, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I have my
what
badge.
What else is there to be done?
What else is there to be done?
Plans have been made.
Additional hangout plans have been made.
My vagina is clean.
I shaved my vagina in the bathroom stall. I'm ready. So I exit the bathroom, go back to the bar, and I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Like, what's, ready for the next plans? And he goes, oh, yeah, I'm going to go home and FaceTime the girl I've been seeing. So my pathetic thing of the week is that I shaved in a bathroom stall using a convenience store 2-blade razor for a guy because I thought he was into me. And he actually, it wasn't even like he was trying, I guess, because he ended up like just saying straight to my face, yeah, I'm going to go home and FaceTime a girl I've been seeing.
Heartbreaking.
Well, just like, what? Like, how can you be so off? And that's my problem, is I feel like I just never know or understand. And that's why I use the dating apps, because if I swipe right and you swipe right, okay, maybe you're not looking for something serious, but at least I know that we're on the same page, that if I shave my vagina, you're like would have a shaved vagina, and that would make sense to you.
Now, what do you think the additional hang was?
I think it was like a joke.
Oh.
But not a mean joke. Because basically, okay, to give context, there was like another guy at the bar that was hitting on me.
Oh.
So then the guy that I thought was into me was like basically trying to just like be a dick and be like, oh yeah, Monica.
Oh,
like,
I hate that.
I'm into you, like blah, blah, blah. And then I was on the phone with Hannah for a lot of this time.
Yeah, a lot of this was my fault because I was on the phone with Monica and I was like, this guy is definitely trying to hook up with you. Like, I was truly like devastated for you. I was just truly shocked.
Same.
I was like, this is shocking.
No, I was literally like, okay, like, are you ready to go?
Are you ready to come see my shaved vagina?
Are you ready to
And he's like, what are you talking
I shaved my vagina in the bathroom stall.
Yeah, there was no doubt in our minds.
There was no doubt in our minds.
It was hard to talk you off that cliff, too. You're like, I feel pathetic. I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm definitely partly to blame for this, but also just brutal.
I mean, it's like funny in retrospect.
But at the time, there was hair all over this bathroom stall.
Yeah. For anyone that thinks that's unhygienic, first of all, I agree with you. But second of all,
it absolutely is.
Yeah. But second of all, I'd also like to point out that it was very dark in the bathroom, not very clean to begin with, and the ground was black, so when I shaved and anything that fell on the ground, no one could see.
Yeah, that if you think it's unhygienic, no one could see it.
No one.
So it's fine because her pubes matched the color of the ground, so it actually was fine.
Just like someone was gonna sweep up my pubes later.
Oh, no one's ever swept that bathroom.
I'm sure worse things have happened in that bathroom.
People have died. I'm sure someone's OD'd in that bathroom.
Someone OD'd on my pubes.
For sure.
Someone died on my pubes.
You might be charged with murder soon, by the way.
My DNA is in that bathroom.
It currently is, for sure. Your pubes are in each corner of that bathroom.
You know what's funny about that story, though?
What?
The guy that I shaved my pubes for probably has no idea.
I don't know.
We did talk about it after, actually.
Yeah, and I think you obviously read his signals wrong, but he also was sending out mixed signals. So I think it was it takes two situation.
Yes.
And so it's like maybe he would be shocked, but it's like, well, be shocked, buddy.
No, he was shocked. Actually, I should say, like I didn't tell him about the pube shaving, but I did tell him.
Well, let's see if he listens.
He won't listen. Okay. He tells me he doesn't listen to this podcast. We're friends, by the way. He tells me, he's like, I'm not going to listen to this podcast. But afterwards I was like, I thought we were going to hook up that night because of XYZ, and I listed all the reasons.
Like, yeah, and he was shocked, but it's just like, well, take a moment to reflect. Like, you should be embarrassed, but so should he.
He should be more embarrassed based on the things that occurred.
One of you shaved
okay.
I mean, shaved his pubes, so I shaved his pubes.
I shaved his pubes in preparation for the hookup. And he's like, oh, great, I'll use this on the FaceTime with the girl that I'm seeing.
I'm glad you shared that.
Thank you.
So don't even try and come for our titles, ladies
well,
and
you know, I was thinking of it, and I know it's not as good as your most pathetic story from last week, but I was like...
Still pretty bad.
Thank you. Still pathetic, Monica. Don't worry.
Don't worry. You're still pathetic.
Don't worry about it. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to try to out pathetic you.
Oh, it's impossible.
Well, and you're not going to try to out pathetic me. Like, we both are pathetic. We both have our stories.
Way.
We're both pathetic in our own special ways.
Yes.
And I think that's beautiful.
I truly know you are.
Thank you. And I know you are too.
Yeah.
Remember last week when you mentioned my point about if you saw your ex in public, what would you do?
Yeah.
This was actually my question. Say you saw your ex in the grocery store.
Yeah.
And he did not see you.
Would I say hi to him?
Yeah.
I truly can't imagine the situation where I would bump into one of my exes just because they're all so far from me. But the one ex that I could potentially bump into, I wouldn't say anything.
Okay.
But this is my very first boyfriend, and he was a total psycho. And I wouldn't say anything because I don't enjoy him. And I
Right.
think he's a fucking loser.
So I guess what you're saying is like it depends on the ex.
For sure. What about you?
Most of them I would avoid.
Yeah.
Like I just don't see a purpose in saying hi.
Because heaven forbid they're doing well.
Heaven forbid.
Like, then I'm pissed.
I'm at a point where I don't wish harm on my exes, which is very mature
Wow,
of
good
me.
for you.
I know, right?
You're so healthy.
I don't wish harm, but I don't wish well. Mm-hmm. You know? I wish neutral.
That's still very healthy. I don't wish neutral. I wish inconvenience.
I wish
Do
inconvenience.
you wish inconvenience?
Just little inconvenience. Like I wish that like one of them will like look at my Instagram and be like, oh, she's doing well. I wish that I did stand-up comedy. I wish that.
For sure. If I ever tour,
Yeah.
I'm going to have a show in Amsterdam.
Oh, 100%.
I won't even bring it up.
I'm going to have a show in their
I'm
house.
I'm going to have a show
In their marital home.
in their marital home, and then I'm going to be like, sorry, it's sold out.
Yeah. Your marital home is sold out.
So Monica would approach them in a grocery store, but she'd just have her TikTok open, and she'd be
Yeah.
like, 10 million views.
I'd be like, did you hear this one?
Did you see the voice note one? 10 million views.
Imagine you just like tap on your ex's shoulder and they turn around and they're like, oh, hey. And you're like, did you see this?
Did you see the it kind of went viral.
Yeah.
You see the
this-
Zach Braff, like my TikTok?
yeah.
And
Because
then you
that
just
happened.
walk away.
They're like, okay. I'm like, okay, well, bye.
Okay, bye.
I had a TikTok about that as well, where like you run into your ex and like your ex is like, how are you? And you're like, I'm fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I've never been better, you fucking
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, every time I talk to my exes, I've never been better.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a funny joke. Yeah, that's good. I
I've
should go
never
on
been
that.
happier.
I've
yeah.
never been happier than when an ex is interviewing me about my current life.
Yeah. So I didn't really have any Taylor Swift news this week, but I did want to mention that people found the jacket really cool. And so that was a win for Monty of Hanny and Monty because it was a cool jacket.
Okay.
So that's
So
my
far,
Taylor
our
Swift update.
Swift news is she holds a pen weird and she wears a cool jacket.
And everyone enjoyed both
Honestly,
of those.
She ain't a Menty Breaky Queen, that's for sure.
She's not
She's
a
a
Menty.
stability queen.
She's a stability queen, but it's like I think the pen thing was a little mentally unstable.
So Ariana Grande update. They've finished filming Wicked. So now the question is, will they stay together? Her and SpongeBob.
Yeah, he does look like
Because they're living
SpongeBob.
together and they both got divorced for each other. But this is a classic time when Ariana Grande breaks up with a man.
Well, she's gonna get bored.
Yes, she is. And they also, when all the drama was going down, it was during the writer's strike.
Mm-hmm.
And people were theorizing that she was creating drama so that the movie would be in the news. Because you weren't allowed to talk about movies and you weren't allowed to promote them. But if there was drama surrounding the movie, then you were allowed to be like, oh, Ariana Grande, the star of Wicked, is sleeping with someone's husband.
So do you think it was all fake?
I don't know, but I think it could be an added level of excitement to her.
I was honestly so happy for her when she got married. She looked so
Really?
happy.
But like, who even was he?
He was like a normal man. He was like a real estate agent. And in her song "Thank You Next," she was like, when I walk down the aisle.
Real estate agent.
No, but she was like, I hope I only walk down the aisle once. That was like one of the lines in "Thank You
Don't marry
Next."
a real estate agent.
And I guess don't
Ariana.
cheat on him, right?
Yeah.
I know it's her fault, but I don't know. I love them.
No, it was shocking when she got married to him. And also everyone was like, because they're just like, oh, she's married. She didn't even
Right.
like.
But I kind
give
of
us
liked
a
it.
No, I'm like, give us a wedding.
Because it was undercover.
We deserve a wedding.
I guess so, yeah. You would think she would be the type where... But
Yeah.
maybe I think his Instagram is private. Like he was
Oh my
very...
God.
He's not famous. He was like a random man. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's kind of cool. But
I guess, but
not.
that will never work.
Yeah.
She needs someone we need to fucking dig Mac Miller back up.
Yeah, I think so. You know what else is interesting Ariana news?
Go on.
She hasn't had eyebrows in a really long time.
Yeah, but I think that was the Wicked.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, her
Oh,
look
okay.
right now is because of Wicked.
Right, because she looks insane.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And everyone's like, girl, are you okay?
I
And she's like,
know.
I'm just playing Glinda. And I'm like, no, you look
well,
ill.
she clearly has an eating disorder.
Yes.
And like
But the hair and the eyebrows.
the hair and the eyebrows, I'm like, it's a choice.
I'm like, it's one thing to play Glinda. It's another to look like that. I think those are two separate choices.
We'll see. Now that the filming's done, she might go back to being a brunette and cheating on men.
Right. I was thinking maybe this week we could finally do our celebrity crushes.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Okay, so my celebrity crush is Jeremy Allen White.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously. But I do not watch The Bear because that will be unhealthy for me.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll be too obsessed. So
that's crazy that you have to like limit your Jeremy Allen White exposure.
No, he'll get a restraining order. Like it'll be, yeah. So
it's just from Shameless?
I was a huge fan in Shameless. Okay, one time when I was in New York, this is something I did. It was so bad. I watched all the seasons of Shameless, seasons 1 to 10. There's 10 seasons.
While you lived in New York?
Yeah. No, I watched it.
You were there for 2 months.
In one night. I watched it in one night. Actually,
not all
over
10
2
seasons.
nights. I watched it because all I did was fast forward. Like I
Monica.
scrubbed the whole thing to only watch Jeremy Allen White's parts.
This is psychotic.
I know. And that's why I can't watch The Bear.
I won't let you.
No, I won't let myself.
I have to be like when the people get sober and they call the bars and they're like, don't serve her. I have to like call... I have to call Disney and be like, do not allow Monica to watch The Bear.
No, it won't be
it's
good.
Unhealthy. He's in so many interviews and stuff lately, and they're always like, he's hot. That's
he's
the
like,
whole
okay.
interview. I know. The
It's
whole
funny
interview
he's
was like
so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Is he? You
Yeah.
know him? He told you? He
I
called you
watched
after
the
and said he was
interviews.
uncomfortable?
Me and Jeremy, yeah.
But yeah, every interview with him now is like, guess what?
You're hot.
Yeah. Remember him from Shameless? Not that hot. Well, guess what? Now he's hot. I'm like, okay.
I actually thought he was hotter in Shameless than he is now.
Really?
Yeah.
You have such a fucking like drugged out skinny boy look
That's
that you
my
like.
look. I love that.
My celebrity crush is Fred again.
Yes.
I am obsessed with him. He's a DJ. I will lay down my life for him. If he called me up and said, Hannah, I just need you to jump in front of a train today, it would help me make this song, I'd be like, on it.
Right.
I'm on it.
Like you'd kill yourself.
I would kill myself for him.
I actually only knew him because of you, but
Yeah.
I think in the radio DJ world, he's very big.
He's very big and I'm obsessed with him. I've seen him in concert 3 times. Each time I'm willing, like if he from the stage was like, I just need a girl to like shoot herself right now and it would really make me feel good, I'd be like, I volunteer.
Yeah.
I'll kill myself for you, Freddie.
Right. It is funny because I'm like, oh, I spent 7 hours straight like scrubbing through all of Shameless to only watch Jeremy Allen White's part. And you're like, that's insane. But you're like, I would shoot myself.
I would shoot myself for Fred again.
For Fred again.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's a new segment that we have that's replacing our science segment because no one enjoyed our science segment.
People don't care about science.
Yeah,
We're not scientists.
All my friends were like, I was like, oh yeah, and then the science segment. They're like, what? I was like, the science segment. They're like, oh yeah.
What? The science
What?
segment.
That. So our new segment of the week is called Menty Breaky Queen of the Week.
Of the week.
And every week we pick a new Menty Breaky Queen.
MBQ of the week.
Keep listening and tuning in because maybe one week it could be you.
It could be anyone. It does not have to be a celebrity.
No, could be us. I mean,
well,
we are. So this week,
L King.
Hannah chose L King. Now,
Yeah.
I personally did not know who L King was.
No. Max's M-O-O-O.
That's all you guys need to know. You guys know the song. That was a good intro of her.
Thank you. I was a fan of hers.
Okay.
I was just a fan of hers when she came out, and I like more than just X's and O's.
Okay.
And I saw her in concert many a year ago, and she was trashed. Like,
Right.
that's her vibe, is being trailer trash. Like, she is authentic trailer trash, I guess. and
Like
she
she's
is-
drunk on stage.
Yes.
Okay.
So she got a little too drunk at Dolly Parton's
L King got a little too drunk at Dolly Parton's.
tribute. She's alive, by the way. What's the tribute?
Why is there a tribute to
I don't
someone
know.
alive?
I didn't even really look into it. Well, I mean, fine, good. Celebrate Dolly Parton.
Yeah, celebrate her, but that's
It was a bit weird.
is a bit weird.
So she got too drunk. And I was thinking about her the other day. Okay, so I was just genuinely thinking about Elle King the other day because her song like came up on my shuffle.
Right.
And I was like, where'd that old bitch go? And then this happened. Isn't it weird that whenever we mention an artist or think about them, something goes wrong for them?
If you're featured on Menty Breaky, something's about to go wrong.
So she got wasted,
right?
Couldn't sing, was just swearing on stage, and like wasn't even trying. She's like, "Fuck you guys." She was like swearing at the audience and the venue.
Well, wasn't she also like, "I don't know the fucking lyrics to this Dolly Parton song," and like, who the fuck cares? And it's a tribute to Dolly Parton. Was Dolly Parton there?
Again, I don't think so. I think like her sister was there or something random.
Do you think Dolly Parton made the tribute for herself?
And then was like,
because that would be weird if someone else just made a tribute to her
and then you didn't go,
and she's still alive, and then she didn't go, and then she has this artist like swearing on her stage.
So random.
Yeah.
But then Miley apparently was upset because Dolly Parton's like her godmother or whatever.
Oh, and Miley like wasn't asked to do it.
No. Miley was upset with Elle King's behavior.
With Elle King's behavior.
So maybe this is like good publicity for her if she like cleans up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it is kind of like, but this is who she is.
Right.
Like, do we fault an artist?
But I also think that there's a difference between her being wasted on stage when you saw her and her still doing her songs versus getting up at a show that's not hers and not even doing the song, just swearing at the audience. Like, that's not what you're hired to do. And we talk about this a lot in comedy too, where we're like, I can have a set of jokes, and if I go up and they're not working, like, I could get mad at the crowd and keep doing my jokes, or I could try to adapt to the situation because I'm getting paid to provide a service.
Well, you know what I thought about is that I used to do my sets wasted sometimes.
Right.
And it was never on an important one. It was ones that I wasn't getting paid for. Then someone I was like, that was my best set tonight. And they're like, oh my God, it was? I was like, yeah. And they're like, you might have been having fun, but I don't think the audience was having fun. And when they said that to me, I have never done a set since that moment with more than like a couple sips of alcohol in me. And now I'm doing my sets completely sober. But after that moment, I was like, the audience is still the paying customer, and they still like are the ones that you should be doing it for. I'm all for I'm like, use acid and be the Rolling Stones, whatever. Like, I'm all for using drugs and like creating art. But then at a certain point, you are just a mess.
I think that's every entertainer though, is finding that line, because they also talk about like when you're on stage, there's such an adrenaline rush, and
that's a drug.
Yeah, it's such a different life, I think, when you're performing, and that's so obnoxious of me to say because I'm like obviously not some huge comic.
When we're shaving our vaginas in
bathroom stalls,
you guys just kind of don't get it. It's like we're on this other level.
You guys don't get the level that I'm on.
If you're not wasted on stage, you're shaving your vagina in a bathroom. Let me tell you guys.
And that, my friends, has been Menty Breaky of the week.
Menty Breaky Queenie of the weeky.
If you're not on stage, you're shaving your vagina in a bathroom stall.
Yeah. You want to peek on the inside?
That's what it is.
I love how it seems like they're like, oh, were you just like on the road so long that you had to shave your vagina in a bathroom? You're like, no, I was 10 minutes from home.
I was 10 minutes from home, and the guy was not interested. All right. On that note.
And my ex hasn't covered up his tattoo.
Oh, yeah. That's the update.
Oh, my God. He's obsessed with me.
I know. I don't want to mention, like, he reached out.
What are we getting back together? When am I moving to Amsterdam and we're getting back together? Like, move on, Betty. I did not reach out to him, but he was like, in a very short message, was like, I did not cover it up. And I was like, great.
And we got a new listener.
Yeah, we got a new listener.
So thank you to Hannah's ex.
Thanks for listening to that segment.
Thank you for confirming you still have the tattoo.
Oh, I know he will not listen to any other episode.
Oh, neither will any guy that I'm involved with or have been involved with.
We got a new listener. I'm like, he watched a clip.
He probably like scrubbed through until he was mentioned.
Yeah, he's like, hey, these are all lies. And
I'm
like, no, it's not. It's my reality.
And that's been Menty Breaky, everyone. Our realities are our truth.
Yeah.
At
Stop
BetterHelp.
coming for our realities.
Okay, bye.
Bye.